And fingernails, man, they fingernails just get on my damn nerves, man. I hate having to cut my fingernails every week or so, every week and a half. I mean, I need to figure out how to make my damn fingernails stop from growing. What do you do to keep your fingernails one length? I need to know. I need to know. They just get in the way when they get long. It's a hassle to have to stop and remember out of your day. Pick a time, pick a morning, afternoon, evening, whatever to clip them. I don't know. I don't like them. What's going on, folks? It's Kevin, your host. DWL up in the house. Welcome back to Drinking with Laughter. Greetings, world, folks, kind people, people that have ears that can hear, and you're listening. What's up? What's going on? What's going on with you? How was your week? You out there killing it? You out there living life? You know, life will knock you down, but the question is, do you get back up when it knocks you down? You got to. That's the only way to live, man. What's going on with my week? What did I do this week? I went to the mall. Went over there to that Nike store. If you're in the Arundel Mills area, if you're over there, yeah, went over to that mall. Went window shopping. You know, window shopping is one of the hardest things to do, man. It's you're like, I ain't got the money this week. I got budget. I can't buy nothing, but I just want to walk. I just want to see the potential of what I could buy. It's tough. It's self-control. One of the things I saw in Nike is I saw this blind man shopping. This blind man just clickety-clacking his stick away, all up in that joint by himself. It warmed my soul, people. It warmed my soul. Because here's a man that was dealt a shit hand by life, and he got back up. He's out there living his best life. And I know there's a lot of handicapped people out there that don't quit. They still continue to get out there and get their getting. Get what they want. Get out there and live. And every now and then that comes across your path. You get to see it. You get to see it live and in action. And when I saw that, I just really admired that guy, because that's a tough thing to do. That's a really tough thing to do. So that's what I saw. I got to see that. I read a book. Started a book on Tuesday, folks, called Looking for Alaska. It's by John Green. Great book. I really didn't know what to expect when I started reading it. Just from the title, I'm like, what was this cat? I mean, his homeboy, is he just bolting? Scared of life, scared of the environment he's in. He's just going to go to Alaska. He's going to find his purpose in life. And that's what I thought, man. I started reading it. It has nothing to do with Alaska. Actually, Alaska is a person. They're a person. And I fell in love with the book. They actually made a TV show out of it. So I just started that. I finished the book on Thursday. So it took me 3 days. But I read it, man. I love to read. I encourage any listeners out there, get you a book, bro. Get you Kindle. Get you a soft copy, hard copy. Whatever you want. Get you articles online. Get you an audio book. Get you something. Get some knowledge in you. Get some stories in you. We need to get back to reading. I feel everything's just so fast paced. Everything's now. Old school traditions are getting kicked to the curb and they're getting forgotten about. So, get you a book. Get you a book, man. What else have I been doing this week? Oh man, fanny packs. Fanny packs. Fanny packs are back. Yes, they are. I saw them. I saw them out and about this week, and I've been seeing them. I've been noticing. And this week, something kind of clicked. You know, when you're walking along in life, and you know you've seen stuff before, but you never really pay no mind attention to it, and then one day something just clicks in you, and that's what happened. Men are wearing fanny packs now. It's crazy. Yeah, they're making it part of their style. I haven't really seen people wear them the traditional way that they used to wear them back, in the 80s and 90s or whatever, around the waist like a belt, like you're Batman. You buckle up, ready to go fight some crime. No, they throw them over their shoulder now, and they put their phone, their wallet, their keys in it, some bubble gum, uh, you know, vape, cigarettes, weed, whatever, some Advil, Tylenol, whatever you can fit in it in a fanny pack, they got it, and it's part of their swag now. And you got these large corporations marketing that. I think they picked up on it. I see the fanny packs there. They got Nike's got them, Under Armour's got them, American Eagle's got them. I mean, Hollister's got them. Everyone's got them. You find it in a Kohl's, in a J.C. Penney. You find it in a Walmart, but I feel like you find everything in a damn Walmart. But it shocked me. I remember them when I was very little. I think they were kind of going out of style. I was born in 97. So, yeah, but they're coming back. And that was cool. That was a cool moment when it all clicked for me. I was like, wow, this is something that is coming back. I remember as a kid, my dad said long socks when he was a kid. That was big, socks that go past your ankles and kind of mid calf. And then when I was a very little kid in elementary school, um it was no show. It was footies. It was stop at the ankle socks. That's what everybody was wearing. And then as I got to middle school age, towards the end of middle school, probably eighth grade, long socks are coming back all the way through high school, and now to this day. I mean, even with my nieces, I see it in their generation. Everyone's wearing, the socks that go to your mid calf. That's back in action. And so it's cool to see these trends. Everything just comes and goes. So if you're out there living your life and you're like, I really like this, why is it going out of style? Don't worry. Hold your horses. It's coming back around. It's making its rounds. Maybe it's gotta go throughout the world and then it comes back. Maybe that's what it is. That's what it is. I also went to Under Armour this week. Gosh, what is it with stores and no AC? Do you guys feel that way? Like you go walk up in a store and it's like, what did I walk in a sauna? Am I sweat? Why am I sweating from my forehead, neck, back down to my ass crack? Why? Why is that happening? And you go and you try on these clothes, and the fit room, it's such a confined space. It's like, how are you supposed to try? It's rigged, people. You know why? It's something that I have a beef with fit rooms is it's rigged because it confines you, right? And you try your clothes on, and then you get home, right? You bought them, and you're living your life. You're doing activities and actions, and you're walking and you're stretching and you're throwing a ball and you're reaching for the top shelf for the cereal or the can of soup, and it just something's tight right there. It's like it don't fit all the way, but you wouldn't know that unless you did activities with it. And I think fitting rooms should be expanded a little bit more, at least enough for someone to do a damn lunge in, right? I bought these shorts once, and I'm about my week, going about my week, get to the gym, do a lunge stretch, and I realized the short, it's too tight when my thigh goes up like that for a lunge. I start to hear a like it's about to break. So I feel my beef with fit rooms is stores rig the game, man. They rig it because All you do is you just try it on, you stand there like a pencil, and that's it. Maybe you got a little seat so you can sit down, see how it feels when you sit down in a chair. But that's it. That's it. What else was I talking about before that? Oh, AC. Yeah, AC, man. Under Armour just had no AC. And it's not the first store I've been in where there was no AC. And maybe there was AC, but it was just, I don't know, so many lights and so little airflow. I don't know what it was, but everybody was sweating in there. And this guy was in there, right? This guy, at first I didn't really notice him. Well, first I got a whiff of him. Yeah, I got his scent when he walked by. And man, he stunk. So I'm like, this guy just forgot to shower. Or maybe he ran out of deodorant. I don't know. It was like BO mixed with something, but I couldn't really put my finger on the something. But I definitely could smell the BO. And then I'm walking about and I see this guy. He comes up to me again where I'm standing, looking at these shirts, and there's a mirror right there. And the guy starts he's by himself. There's no one, it's just me around. The man's looking right at the mirror having a conversation with himself. He's laughing, he's talking, and then it clicked, man. It clicked. I was like, oh, this guy's on something. And that's something else that I smelled. Now it clicks. It was weed. It was Mary Jane. BO and marijuana, one of the two worst smelling combinations. I don't recommend it. And this guy, I mean, I don't know if it was just the weed that he was high off. Maybe he was high off something else, but this guy was twigging out. He walked away. He was walking all around the store. This man was just, but he was smiling though. He was smiling. So, he was living his best life. That's what he was doing. But it's wild to see that, especially when you're out in public and you're in a public environment where everything is civilized. You're out in a civilization public environment, and you see something, and it's like, woo! You don't really expect to see that. So that's what's been going on with my week. It's been good. It's been good. Let's move on to the drink of the day. What's the drink of the day? What it is, what it do. Oh, I used to date a girl, her grandmother. This was her favorite drink. It is a Jack of Hearts card, and it is Captain Morgan Cooler. Contains 1 ounce of Captain Morgan, 2 ounce of pineapple juice, a splash of cherry juice, a dash of grenadine, blend with ice, and served in a cocktail glass. That's for the captain, all the Morgans out there. It is orange looking. That's the color for it. What do we got going on for this episode? Have you been a part of a class action lawsuit? Have you been a part of a civil lawsuit? I have. Yeah, I have, and I'm going to be discussing that. Let's jump into these class action lawsuits. Let's get it. Yeah, so, man, I used to work back in the day, a couple years back, used to work for a retail clothing store in the mall, Glen Burnie Mall, Marley Station. I used to work for Hollister Co. Hollister was not a model. No siree. Was a brand rep. Jack of all trades is what a brand rep was. So yeah, I used to work there. The thing about Hollister, I loved my Glen Burnie team. My Glen Burnie team was very much about all inclusive, you know, about social bonding. I remember when our store eventually, that location, it got shut down, and a couple of us that were really close with one another, we did a goodbye dinner, which was great. It's great to be able to socialize with your coworkers outside of work, because when you're in work, you go through so much, and you got this stress or that thing's due, this deadline we got to meet. But then when you take the work aspect out of it, it's just people you get along with. It's a welcoming and warm environment. So that was really nice. Uh, when I started there, some what was it, August of 2016. That location, when I started, lasted only a couple more months. It was about around January of the following year when it had to get shut down. It got shut down. Sad day. It was a sad day because we either that was it. We could quit after our last day at that location, or we could transfer. The two other locations we could transfer to were Columbia, Maryland, at that mall, or the Annapolis location in the Annapolis Mall. So I picked the Annapolis one there, and that vibe was a lot different than Glen Burnie. Many of us pretty much just found another job, but there are about two other people, including myself, that chose to get transferred to the Annapolis, and I think there were a few people that transferred to the Columbia. But Annapolis, that vibe was very much preppy. What, Glen Burnie's coming to join our team. Why can't they stay down in the the dirty Bernie scums? It was very much adversity, and a lot of it had to come from management. There was a couple folks that I got along with there that were at my same level, but a lot of it was management. Was like they walked around with a stick up their ass. Like everything we did that was from Glen Burnie, the people that were from Glen Burnie, everything we did was wrong. Just wrong. And actually, it was like a hit list. Man, it was like they were just chewing through us one person at a time. The one girl, she left, and then it was down to me and this other guy. And then eventually, and he left, and then probably a week or so after that, I ended up quitting. Now the guy before me, he actually got fired, and I think the person before him that was from Glen Burnie, I'm pretty sure she just either transferred or quit. She might have actually got another job, now that I think about it. But yeah, after those two left, I was just really by myself. And management, they'd be like, Kevin, go fold the jeans. And there'd be about 10 piles. Each pile probably had about 7-8 pairs of jeans. And then like 2 minutes later, they're on my ass. Why aren't all these 10 piles done? Just little things like that. Any little task that they could just kind of chip away at your sanity at. And that was the whole Annapolis vibe. And so fast forward to me leaving, me now at a new job and everything. I had to be probably a year later. I received this thing in the mail. It was a class action suit. And apparently a group of people, maybe one person started it, but a group of people were taking this company to court. And I guess they sent around, I don't know, what's it called? A ballot, you know, join our list. I don't know, but I got it in the mail, and it had all of my receipts. I mean, it was crazy, like documentation of everything I spent at Hollister, and basically the whole class action suit was that Hollister forced their employees to buy their products, which, I mean, Partly that is the truth. They were like, you can't, you ain't got to buy our clothes, but you can't really wear other companies' clothes. What does that tell you? What am I? Would just show up naked if I don't feel like wearing Hollister? I mean, it was, and even if you had like just blank, just a black shirt, just nothing. If you had like the little emblem, the little a symbol like from a Nike check mark or a eagle from American Eagle, you had to put a little piece of tape over it. You had to tape that. So I gotta walk around with a piece of tape on my bottoms and a piece of tape on my top, my shirt. Like what? What am I? What am I? The tape man? I mean, you look ridiculous. So I did buy a lot of Hollister clothes while I worked there. I spent a lot of money there, and you had to go through each receipt and put a check mark if that was a purchase for work or if it was just a purchase for personal enjoyment. And when it's all said and done, I was like, oh man, yeah, I'm about to get me some money. I'm about to win me some moolah, baby. And I submitted my things and mailed it back, and actually I forgot about it because these things take forever. I mean, it probably was almost another year before I got something back. Went to the mail one day, and I'm like, oh, here's the results for that class action suit. Let me open this up, and oh boy, a little check fell in my lap. Yes, sir. And you know how much that check was? Oh, about I don't know, like 150, 160, $100. I was like, what's the point? Why did I even like what? And I guess what I didn't think about is how many people are involved, right? Because if they win and you get this lump sum of your winnings, well, all that number has to be divided up by every single person that's on that list that's uh, you know, a part of this whole class action suit. It's got to get divided, even shares and whatnot. So I was like, man, that's tough. I really wish uh my side wasn't so big, so plentiful of people. But it was cool, man. I got a free check of $160, man. Definitely spent a lot more than that, but you know what? I'm not one for court appearances, so I'll take my share and I'll be happy. I'll be happy, folks. Fast forward a little bit later in life, I come to terms with a civil lawsuit. I mean, I'm not a bad person, people. I wasn't raised to be a bad kid. But this time it was a batshit crazy family. I mean, the whole thing was over a four-legged creature, a dog, a dog, people, a dog. And really, the dog wasn't even mine. I'm guilty by association. My girlfriend at the time, it was her dog. But these people were like, nah, we're not gonna just sue uh, you know, my girlfriend. We're also gonna sue me too. Yeah, we're gonna drag you in just by association. And the messed up part is after the court trial thing began, I mean, it took over almost a year. It was several times we had to go back for appearances. Well, after it first took off, uh, my girlfriend at the time, her and I broke up. Finished, done, zippo, nothing, nada. Uh, you know, we got nothing to do with one another now, except for this damn civil court case. I mean, this family still wants to not drop charges on me. They want to keep the charges on me, even though we're split up. and they want to drag me down by association. I mean, I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, this family, you ain't seen wicked or evilness like this. This is just it was it was definitely my first time encountering someone that is truly insane. I've heard of crazy before, but I ain't never seen this. I ain't never seen this type of crazy. We had to keep going, had to keep showing up. And the thing about it is when I tell people, oh, can't do that, can't do that. I got court with my girlfriend, or I'm sorry, I got court with my ex. You hear that, oh, I got to go to court. I gotta go. I'm gonna see my ex there. People hear that, they're like, oh, she's suing you, you suing her. What's going on? You don't ever hear, oh no, my ex and I, we're on the same side. Somebody's suing us. You don't ever really get that. I feel like if someone goes to court with their ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, they're against each other. And so, that was kind of a little awkward at first, but I'm like, why am I here? Why is this still a thing? You know, I got nothing to do with this dog. But they kept pressing, man. They kept involving me, this family, this truly crazy family. And a lot of it I just felt like could have been just solved through just if their side could just be to comprehend a conversation. I mean, I met with the family when I was dating that girl at the time. She met with the family. I mean, just trying to be civil, and it just blew up. It just blew up in front of our faces. I mean, it was. Mm, I definitely don't want to relive that. I'll tell you that. I definitely don't want to have to hear that knock at the door that, hey, you've been served. You know, it was a wild experience, a wild time. But yeah, that's my experience with the other side of the law. The courts. That's my experience with class actions and lawsuits. I mean, I just never saw myself as someone that's gonna go to court. And at first, I'm thinking like, I ain't got a suit, I don't have a tie, and my lawyer is like, listen, you're not the Kardashians, you're not uh Kanye, you're not Michael Jack, like you're not someone of rich and fame. Okay, so just show up, with a decent looking attire, some khakis, a button down shirt. You know, you ain't got to go all out, all Jay Z on them. Like you just don't. And it was just it was exhausting to be up there, and you get grilled, man. And the thing about lawyers is they they know how to ask these questions and then twist your words with your answer and to fight back with another demeaning question. I mean, but at the same time, your lawyer knows how to get back up there, redirect, and clear up those answers that were twisted. And I guess that's fairness. I guess that's the USA. That's the USA way to battle it in court. I feel, my situation was very, very non-extreme, very low, very not at all what other people go through. But I read these stories about some of these people that are in prison didn't do it. They're innocent, and it ruins families, it ruins lives, and it begs. Uh, you know, you you want to ask, is the justice system fair in our country? Is it uh, something that we should stand by, something that we should be proud of? I don't know. I don't have the answer. I, I wish that it was entirely fair. And I mean, I, I feel for those people. I mean, some people get their lives rocked going through our justice system. And it's got irony in the name. I mean, it's got justice in the name when justice doesn't always triumph. It's not always the winning ticket. Definitely in my civil lawsuit case, in terms of my ex-girlfriend, I felt bad for her. We didn't come out winning. She didn't get what she hoped out of it. And it's tough because I knew she had a different type of connection with animals than, not only myself, but most people in general. And she really loved that dog, and to have something that you love ripped from your house, you know, literally the sheriff had to come to our house and we had to hand over that dog. To have that happen, um, I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because animals are a lot different than they were 10, 20, 30 years ago. Especially dogs. It's almost like dogs are almost like kids, man. I see these people out here, they got dogs in strollers, they got dogs in car seats, they got dogs in outfits, little hats, little costumes. I mean, they need to have damn dogs as a dependent when you do your taxes. That's how I feel. I feel like we're also going that way. I was just having this conversation a couple weeks ago with my boss. My boss, she's a great woman. She's funny. She's a veteran. She never, she been married. She's divorced. She got kids. She's been trying to date and get out there, but she's single. She lives by herself, and all she's got is her dogs. That's all she's got, and she loves her dogs, man. She will, she keeps up. She takes care of them. Keeps up with their appointments. Those dogs are like having more kids. I mean, she got two kids, but yeah, and she was saying that she really wants to have that as a dependent on her tax. She would like to get, because she breaks down all the money that you spend on taking care of dogs. It's so expensive. They got pet insurance, right? I mean, what we go back to the 80s. Did they have pet insurance? I don't think so. I think that's a today thing. I think that's whenever it started. I don't know, but I think people realize, like, hey, uh, I'm not spending all this money. Like, I need some type of uh, uh, you know, insurance. And I feel like now we got pet insurance, right? So the next step I feel is dependent, is to have these animals a dependent. Because if you sit down and if you were to keep every receipt from January to December about what you spend for your dog, and let's just cut out all those toys and all those other fun things. Like, let's just focus on food, let's focus on medicines, and let's focus on visits to the vet hospital, right? Let's focus just on that. And if you were to add all that up in a year, I mean, that's a good chunk of money. That's a good chunk of change that I feel those people should, if they have a dog, they have pets that they care for, that's a dependent. These animals aren't out in the wild fending for themselves. No, they're house trained. They're broken into indoor animals. They ain't gonna eat unless their human lets them eat, gives them something. It's not going to happen. So they do entirely depend on, you know, on their human to feed them, care for them, bathe them, give them medicine. And that's another thing. It's crazy how these, just let's just focus on dogs for a minute. Like they've evolved so much. Like you go back to the 90s or 80s, like dogs didn't have anxiety. Dogs didn't have PTSD. Like what? I mean, it was like you just think about how many things, like my parents' dog, it's goddamn out. My mom's giving my dog Zyrtec. Our childhood dog that I have, I mean, she's getting Zyrtec. She got skin allergy. She itching her skin a lot. And I'm like, where did this come from? It's wild to see how animals evolve. Just like humans, I guess. We all grow and better ourselves and evolve, and I it's a crazy thing to think about. All right, wrap up goodbyes. See some last thoughts for you guys, man. I got this guy at work. uh we call him Mr. Dinosaur, because that's where he's from. I mean, he's from the dark ages, bro. First of all, I started this company back in November, right? And I've been working there, and I've I've worked with him on he works at another building than where I work, but the people in my building, we're constantly back and forth over to his building. We're past introductions now. It's damn September. It's going on. I mean, we're coming up on a year, and me and this guy, my one coworker, we're around the same age. His name is Nas, and you know, him and I mainly are the two out of our team that really go over to that building a lot. And let me just break down the picture for you. My name's Kevin. I'm white. My coworker is Nas. He's black. And we go over to this guy, Mr. Dinosaur, and he already knows our names. He already knows us. But yet every time, either I go over there and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Nas?" Or he actually says Nas, not how you pronounce it, but or he'll be talking to my supervisor and be like, "Oh yeah, Nas was just here." And my supervisor's like, "Hey, his name's Kevin. He's the white guy, right? The white guy was just there." Yeah, 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 Nas. No, his name's Kevin. I mean, what's going on here? What's going? Is it? I feel like it's time to either us start wearing name tags, or it's time for him to retire. I don't know. And we got this report at work, and he's on this report we have a section it's a thing that we have to fill out every month, and we have this thing where you can write down your accomplishments, things that people accomplish, people that rewarded you, like, oh hey, good job on doing this, or you went out of your way, these were your normal tasks, but you went out of your way to achieve this and complete those tasks, and that's where you put those things on. And this man, he put on this report one time, he said, yeah, I sharpened 20 pencils and I organized 50 highlighters in the classrooms. Uh, what? Sharpen pencils? Organized highlighters? I mean, I'm going to start saying, if that's what we're doing, I'm going to start saying I stapled 5 papers today. That's what I'm going to start doing. I wiped up water off the bathroom sink. I brought in paper plates from my office. I mean, sharpen pencils? I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, Q&A. Q&A for this episode is let me know when you fill out this Q&A, have you been involved in a lawsuit before? What was it like for you? Fun? Scary? Uh, Made you angry? You know, what were you feeling when you were up there on that stand, on trial, in front of the judge and the lawyers? Like what was going on in your mind? So yeah, don't forget to fill out that on the Q&A. Shout outs. Again, if you are into the video game streaming, you're looking to build your brand, you're looking for tips, or you're looking for encouragement, you're looking for some inspiration, don't forget to check out my best friend Chris. You can find him on YouTube at Noble the Abyssal Ruler. That is at Noble the Abyssal Ruler. Subscribe to him, like it, comment, share it, do all the great things you can do with YT, with the YouTube. Do all the great things you can do. You're going to be listening to me on Spotify. So at the top of my podcast, you can hit follow, and you can also hit the bell to, I believe, the left of it. And once you hit that bell, you will get notified every time I post. So don't forget to do that. Share with your friends, share the episode. Make somebody laugh, guys. Go out there, live your best life. When life knocks you down, don't forget to get back up like that blind man did. Don't let something just get you down and keep you from getting what you need to be getting. Go get your gettings. Have a great week, folks. I'll see you next week.